Hello, today we're working on a 2005 Ford Mustang GT. Customer drove it to work, went out at lunchtime to sit in his car, listen to the radio, and it wouldn't start. Had somebody else look at it, codes have been cleared, things have been poked at. Somebody told him he might need a computer or a fuel pump. So I've got a fuel gauge hooked up to it. Let's take a look at the Verus and then we'll compare that to the fuel gauge. So currently, vehicle not running, operating temperature of 66 degrees. It's raining outside, you might hear it in the background. Cylinder head temperature 71. Intake air temperature says 86. It's probably not perfect. And a fuel rail pressure 43.9. If we roll over to the gauge, it's a little off. I'm showing about 47, but this gauge is probably as old as I am, so we'll take it for what it's worth. I don't think you need the fuel pump. Let me start it up and show you what it sounds like. So I can smell fuel. There's a problem. Let me set the Verus here where you guys can watch it, and then we'll adjust the camera a bit, and I'll show you what I think's going on here. Move that in, zoom it down. Probably not a perfect picture. Hopefully you can see that. What I'm looking at is the mass airflow. So I'm going to maximize that so you can see a little better. Now watch the max airflow when I crank this engine. Let's do that again. I'll try not to turn the car off. You can see it's showing lots of mass airflow, but it's not drawing that much air. It can't at crank. Watch what happens when we do a flood start, though. So with excessive mass airflow registering, it's dumping gas in, trying to get it to start. We'll pause this and see if I can't swap out the mass airflow. Well, let's just do this quick test. Mass airflow sensor. Somebody has broken a little plastic clip here. Doesn't really stay on anymore. Disconnect it. You can see the connector in the picture. Hey, it runs. Imagine that. Let's swap in another mass airflow sensor and be done with this. This has got one of those cheap aftermarket quote cold air intake, which means it sucks hot air from inside the engine compartment instead of out in the fender well or under the front where it was designed to. This is not a Ford mass airflow sensor. The numbers I read off reference to some sort of a Chinese sensor that I couldn't find a manufacturer for, but Amazon sells for about $43. Got a nice Ford OEM sensor here. Stick him in. Couple of screws to fiddle with. See if I can drop something on camera just for you guys to laugh at. I'm going to have to replace that connector. Okay, new Ford factory sensor installed. Sounds pretty good. Fuel pressure looks good. Within specs, 33 to 35 I think is factory spec. We're running about 33. Rescan here. I think the customer will be happy with this. Let's go back and look at our codes. We should have got a code for the O2 or the mass airflow sensor being disconnected, but we'll see. There wasn't one prior to disconnecting it though. Only had P01000 and TAC limited force power. This P061B came up while we were trying to start it and it wasn't coming online. So we're going to go back. We're going to clear the codes. Should come up with a P1000 because it's a Ford. Hey, look, got a P1000. Let's fire it up and see what she looks like. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye.